Welcome and welcome back to my channel, guys. It's your girl Mazungu Pebbles. Thank you for always coming back to watch me. Don't forget to smash that like button and leave your comments in the comment section. Let's get into this segment of the video. Let's move on to Dee Mwango. Yesterday I saw a video of Dee saying that she purchased land in Kenya, and congratulations to her. It appears that this is the truth now, because for the longest all she has been doing is lying about purchasing land and the deed and this, that, and the next. In Mombasa she went on and made a whole entire week video out of her purchasing a land and purchasing a piece of land in the 1% area in Mombasa, and just bragging about she had the deed in her hand. Remember when she did that, guys? And I said in my reaction that it was a lie. And people came for me. Oh, you're jealous. Jealousy of her because you can't do what she's doing. I don't come out here to tell lies. I don't have to. There is absolutely no reason to do that. Okay? So anyway, yesterday, apparently she was showing off with her bunch of money. Like, you know how those rappers sometimes they tend to show off on camera with their, loads of cash, like especially if they're going to a strip club, they have the dollar bills and they just, hey, make it rain. So she had an entire wand of money, Kenyan shillings, of course, and she had to show it to everyone because we know how she loves to brag. She can't help herself. I don't think she can help herself. And she made a disclaimer at first and she said, I am not bragging. I don't want anyone to think that I am bragging. But I just want to show you what I have for my dad. Here is the money. Here is the money. It's a lot of money. Look, money. Girl, it was Kenyan shillings. If that was US dollars, then I would be like, whoa, yeah, that's a lot of money in $100 bills. But it was Kenyan shillings, girl. Who were you showing off on, Dee? Who? Because you didn't face anybody. Maybe the people in the village she's showing off on. And what's the purpose? What's the purpose of her doing that? What was it? Other than to show off. So apparently she paid her dad for land that he purchased for her. Gave him back the money. I don't know if it was just for show on camera or she really had to give her daddy back the money. Now a lot of people are saying she shouldn't have to. But, you don't know why she did that. And some families, you have to do that with them because you don't want later on the land is in the dad's name and her brother Davy have a falling out and then Davy come to claim this land. So sometimes you have to know what you're doing. You have to see she paid for it so he could see that, hey, he didn't give this to me free. I paid for it. Okay? So you can't come to claim my land. You never know later on down the line what your family is going to turn out to be. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just saying this. So, I'm just saying this. I'm not going to say why, but I'm just saying this. But I don't blame her for giving her dad back the money. Families are different. A lot of people, they wouldn't have to give their parents back the money, but some, they just have to give the parents back the money. There's no problem with that. So today I saw where they are cutting the road and they signed off on the deed or whatever, the paperwork. And it's done different in the village than I think anywhere else, where there's a chief and all that. I'm not going to get into that. I'll leave that for the Kenyan reactors to talk about. But what shocked me was who she purchased the land for, who she purchased the land from, and how much it is alleged that she paid for this land. It is alleged that she only paid $750 for this land from this guy who is an alcoholic, and apparently it is Ernesto's brother who she purchased this land from. The man who went to the party at Marwa's villa and Marwa told him, get out of my compound. that was his son that they purchased the land from, and that son was at that party at that time when Mara was belittling the daddy and telling him to get out of his compound because your son talked to me in a bad way. Allegedly, I don't know, okay, because I'm not in the village. I'm just saying these things from what I've heard from other reactors. Now imagine someone is talking down to my father, and I'm sitting there enjoying myself while someone is belittling and chasing my father out of their compound, while I'm sitting there negotiating a small fee to sell these same people my land. Imagine. What is wrong with him? Maybe they're not, maybe that family is not, they don't get along. I don't know, because it seemed like in the village they have a lot of children. People there have a lot of children. So they probably don't recognize some of the kids, and maybe this boy was not recognized by the father. I don't know. But it seemed like they're all alcoholic, because the father was also an alcoholic. Allegedly. That's what I've been hearing on the streets. But it was so surprising that Mara was complaining that one of the son is bad talking him, but at the same time there's another son sitting right there in Marwa's compound who is negotiating a price to sell the land to his sister Dee Mwango, and he couldn't say, okay, I'll give you a pass for that other son, but here you have a good son who is going to help us out so you can stay and enjoy this party. Seriously. No, they didn't do that. They kicked this man out of the party. And this son still went ahead and sold his land for little and nothing. Not even $7,000. What am I talking about? $7,500. No, $750. It is alleged that the land was sold for $750. Enough to buy a motorcycle. And this is what the boy went and buy. A motorbike. What was surprising to me was when Dee Mwango said, oh, now you'll be able to take care of your family and you'll have something to give to your family. No, you took away the one thing that he would have to give to his family, to his children. The guy is a sore loser, and I'm not blaming you for taking him for a ride. Listen, if you find a donkey, you ride him, but don't come out here to pretend as if you are making his life much better by purchasing a piece of land from him for little and nothing.
You don't have the teeth because you are drinking
so,
the alcohol.
No alcohol now. Promise, no alcohol.
No alcohol. I
Yes.
promise. And let me tell one thing. Eh? You know, you are building in my place there.
Now you're my neighbor.
Without alcohol, you won't give me
Job.
Yeah.
First, I will be doing alcohol testing. You blow.
Exactly.
If I find you've drunk something, I tell you go home. You're not fit to
I
work.
want to do it.
Yeah. Congratulations.
So thank you a lot.
I'm happy for him. So he's the one who sold land to me. And now he has a motorbike. He's going to build a house. He's going to open business for the wife. And life moves on, creating employment here.
D, he's a drunk. He is a drunk. How is he going to create wealth for his family? Drunks can't do that. Now, I heard you tell him no drinking, okay? So did you tell him all of this before he sold you his land? Did you make sure that he was sober before he sold you his land? These are questions that I have, you know? And I'm pretty sure these are questions that a lot of reactors are going to have. He will not create wealth for his family because he is a drunk. He has an issue, and that issue needs to be addressed first. Okay? A motorbike is not going to create wealth for his family. It will not. And you know that. So don't try to pretty stuff up. A piece of land that would appreciate in 5 years if Marwa is building up that village. In 5 years, that land could be $20,000 US. It is alleged that he sold it for $750. I don't know if this is the truth, so I'm using alleged, so don't come for me. I think he probably sold it for a little more than that. Probably $1,000 or $2,000, but definitely it was not as much as Jamaican grandma land cost. Remember, Jamaican grandma land was, I think, $8,500. That's what Jamaican grandma land cost. Now, according to Marwa, land in the village is 10,000 US dollars. Is this only for the outsiders, Marwa? Why is it that land costs so much for the foreigners, but for you people in the village, it costs so much less? Is Marwa doing a markup on these land, and then he goes back to the person who is selling the land so he can get a cut out of it when they do this high markup for the foreigners? Maybe that's what they do. I don't know. I'm not accusing him of anything. I'm just saying there is a possibility that this can happen. You know, people do it all the time. So who knows? So she bought this land and now she has to cut roads to get to the land. There was something else that caught my attention when her father came on camera and said, "Oh, you're the only girl who can do this. No one else can do this. You're rich. No one else can do this." Let me tell you guys something. That's a village. And like I said, she probably paid $1,000 max for that land, where this drunkard is going to spend this $1,000 on alcohol. What a pity and a shame. So, Mr. Daddy, I am sorry. Other women can do more than what Dee is doing. Okay? So don't toot your horn. Like I said, congratulations to her, but don't throw any loners at any other woman. Just congratulate your daughter and said, yes, she's doing a great job at her age. Yes. And I agree with that 100%. But you don't have to kick anyone else down to lift your daughter up. As simple as that. Now, the other thing that I noticed is there, like I said, they have to cut a road, and I don't know if they have to ask people permission to cut, road on their land or whatever. I don't know how that is going to work, but I noticed that Dee is being so nice now to every single people in the village. Every single person in the village. Dee is being so nice now to them. And I am surprised. And you guys want to know why? You want to know why? Because she knows that now she's going to need them. She's going to need these boys' help to build that villa. Build that villa. Now, do you understand how these people operate? When she used to travel, she never spoke, not even hello, not even good morning. Now I see her in her video. Hi, how you doing? Waving to the guys, talking to them. Now she's saying she's making friendship. That's what she said in her video when they were lining out the road and stuff. Say they are building the road and she's building friendship, making new friends. Dee Mwango, didn't you say that you want no friends in that village? Didn't you say you don't want to be associated with any one of them in that village? Now you want friends in that village because now you're going to build, and you notice that, guess what? No man is an island, and you're going to need these people to help you build your villa.
So right now they're doing measurements so that everybody can get to know where exactly they need to work on. So yeah, creating employment also for the locals, because it will be so bad if other people come and do it and they're there just watching, also creating friendship with the locals and all that, so everybody feels comfortable and happy. So that's what is taking place right now. We can't wait to see the after results.
That is exactly what's happening. These people play people like fiddle. Nasta, where are you? Dee is trying to make amends right now. You need to go and speak with her. She is trying to make amends, Nasto. Go over there and have a conversation with Dee. She will need your expertise. Maybe she will need your van to carry stuff as well. Mayugno, where are you? They're going to need you. Don't worry. Mayugno will be back in that camp very soon, because they're going to need Mayugno, because they need people they can use for cheap labor. Little to nothing. Do stuff for free. Dory can't do it by himself. You know which one I call Dory. Ian. He can't do it by himself. And Getriba can't do it by himself. By the way, someone asked Getriba, why are you always in Marwa's villa? Don't you have a family? Why are you never with your family? You're constantly at Marwa house. How does your family feel that you're constantly up under Rocio and I am Marwa? When does he go home? Someone asked that question. I don't know, guys. But yeah, I was so surprised when I heard Dee said, oh, I'm trying to build friendship, because she's looking for people to use. Looking for people to use. And Dee, as much as she brags so much, and like I said, I congratulate her. It doesn't matter where she bought land or building her mansion. Good for her. But the way she used to brag on us, girl, I thought you were going to purchase something in Nairobi, like an apartment in the sky. Huh? A nice place in the sky, classy and sophisticated. Instead, you're purchasing something where there is no road, no water, no electricity. You can't flex on us anymore, darling. Who are you going to flex on? You couldn't afford that piece of property in Mombasa anyway in that 1%. You were just lying. And I'm not over here hating. I'm just saying, listen, people just need to stop pretending. There's no reason for her to pretend. No reason whatsoever. Because she is not better than anyone else. As much as they say, I'm jealous. I'm a city girl for life. Okay? I need to see another decent house next to me. I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry, but kudos to her. And if you guys want to come for me in my comment section, come, so I could cuss. What else I have to talk about? Shane Adventures. Now Shane Adventures is in Jamaica crying over you, talking about because of you people are hating on him. Now, Shane should be crying and say, because of you, his Mzungu left him. Because remember when Shane Mzungu left him because of Dee Mwango? The woman from England that was ready to get him to England left him because of Dee. And I think this is what is hurting Shane so much. Because Dee's no longer checking for him. You know how she is. She only checks for people when it's time, when her view's low and she needs to make money. Then she's going to be Jamaica. The same way she's only checking for the villagers now that she needs their help. That is how she is. She likes to use people. Use them and dump them. So Shane is dumped now. No one wants to be bothered with him because, hey, you guys are talking about I'm bleached out. I was born this way, darling. Born this way. Okay? But look at Shane. Bleached out. Turning white. Look like Duppy. And none of you who used to come over here to tell me I bleach out would ever go to him and tell him that he is bleach out. He's looking like how Vibes Cartel used to look. Tell Shane to stop bleach. Janet Harris, please go tell Shane to stop bleach. You come in my comment section telling me I bleach. I've never bleached in my life. I don't have to bleach. Okay? But yeah, his woman left him because of Dee Mwango, and now he's in Jamaica crying. I saw everyone putting up his picture and you know, because he had a clickbait on there. He mentioned Dee's name, and no one can understand when he speaks as well because his accent is not his accent, because that's not about accent. He speaks badly. So no one can understand him. It's not about the patois and it's not about the accent, because some people speak patois and you still understand him. He doesn't know how to speak. Seriously. So no one can understand him, but yet all those reactors had his picture up and trying to decipher what he was saying. None of them understood what he was saying. They were asking for interpretation. He was basically saying he's hated in Jamaica by his peers because of Dee Mwango or his affiliation to Dee Mwango. But that is not true. He just used that as a clickbait. He went into someone's comment section and tried to curse them out because they made a reaction on Dee Mwango, and the man cursed him back out. That's all that happened. Okay, so don't listen to Shane and his clickbait nonsense. He learned that clickbait from Dee Mwango. Oh yes, what else? I think that is it. That's all we have to talk about tonight. There is absolutely nothing else, but I just wanted to do the unboxing for Miss Elevate My Style, who is going to London. And of course, it's a sponsored trip where a subscriber is sponsoring them, probably paying their fare and also putting them up in a hotel at a discounted price. As you know, these people pay for nothing. They get almost everything free. The only thing that Rosio didn't get free was the clothes from Shein. And she's trying so hard to sell Shein to her audience so that Shein can send her free stuff to, you know, do review on. But Shein is garbage. You can get cancer from wearing their clothes. I'm going to tell you this. So be careful if you buy their clothes. Please wash them. Make sure you wash the clothes, okay? Yes, they have cheap stuff, but you have to be careful. I mean, you could buy the sunglasses because you can clean them off and stuff like that. And, you know, the earrings, of course, some of them, not all of them. But the plastic ones, I think you can clean them off and wear them. I don't know, it's up to you. But if you're very particular in wanting no toxins in your body, please do not purchase anything from Shein if this is how strict you are with your life and your health. Now, I don't care about certain things, so I'm not that strict. I'm just saying. That's all I have to say. That's all I have for you guys tonight. There is nothing on Marwa. He was just walking around helping Dee. Of course, he's going to be the engineer for her villa that she will be building. And as I said, I wish her well. I think at her age, she's doing the right thing. I wish her well. I just saw that. I just figured that, you know, I don't know if the guy was pressured to sell his land, and I couldn't understand why he was selling his land to buy a motorbike. To me, economically, that does not make any common sense. Also, how is it that the father can find land in that village so easily for his family? You know, what is it that they're offering these people, or how is it that these people are offering up their land so easily? Soon these villagers are going to be all homeless and have nowhere to live, and it will just be a bunch of homeless people, like how these homeless people are in Manhattan, in New York, just hanging around on the streets. You know, there was a time when people were giving renters $10,000 to move out of their rent stabilized or their rent control apartments. Okay, some people in New York live in these rent control apartments that, you know, they pay almost nothing. Okay, so there was a time when people like him, the landlord, wanted to get them out, and it's not, you can't evict them. They're there for the rest of their lives until they die. And you can't increase the rent a lot. The rent is only increased like a couple dollars, and that's it. And so the landlord tried to get these people out of their apartments, and they offer them, say, $10,000. And a lot of the fools, especially the black people took the $10,000 and left. And now a lot of them are homeless. They have absolutely nowhere to live. Nowhere. Because they were so foolish to give up like that. That's literally a gold mine for the rest of your life. You would just live there and pay $100 and something for rent. But because someone is coming to you with a lump sum of money and you're greedy, or you have an addiction, you take that money and you leave, and then you end up homeless. So I'm thinking a lot of those people in the village, especially those boys, they are going to be homeless at one point because they don't realize the gold mine that they have. That guy could have gone on that property and, you know, farm or something, but instead they either sell it so that they can buy stupid things like a motorbike. What are you going to do with a motorbike? That's a liability. Like, just like JT said, it's a liability. Come on, it's not going to appreciate. That kind of stuff depreciates, and then you're not going to use it to make enough money to cover what you even pay for, you know, what you even sold that land for. So it economically, it doesn't make common sense. But you can't think straight when you are an alcoholic. You just can't. And so people can swingle you, people can swingle your land right underneath your feet. People can swingle your land from right underneath your feet. People can pretend to be your friend the way Dee was pretending, as if her and this guy is now the best friend. Because of course, you know, she had to do that to make sure that he sells her the land. This is how they operate. And right after she's done building her villa, she will no longer be friends with this guy. She will treat him like crap, like he doesn't exist, the way she treats Nasto. But we're here to see, guys. Tell me what you think about all of this whole shangla bangla in the village. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.